It's Canadian Summer. Featherboa's coming strongly. Kill shot on the inside. It goes to Featherboa.
Stewie, with Princess Charlene being a former Olympian, I think it's appropriate for me to just read out a very short passage with regard to the Olympics. And it says, the important thing in life is not triumph, but the fight. And the essential thing is not to have won, but to have fought well. Now, you've got two fillies in the Princess Charlene Starling Stakes, which is in itself an incredible achievement. Where they run is irrelevant. I know you'd like them to win and run second, but what has it taken to get these two special fillies with two such special ownerships in Featherboa and Captain's Peg into this great race?
It's very easy. If they've got the talent, they take you there. So I'm just the guy that trains them, but they are the athletes that are going to be running in the Olympics, which is the races on Saturday. And they're just two special fillies, they really are. They've got good form. Captain Peg, she's won 4 in a row. She's done nothing wrong. Featherboa, she's won the sales race in Durban, sales race in Joburg. And I think Featherboa's got stronger form lines, because when she won the sales race in Durban, she beat Canadian Summer, who then came out to win a Grade 1. So Captain's got to still prove it, but she's done nothing wrong.
Let's just talk about the sportsmen in these fillies, because, I mean, there's no doubt whether they are scratch golfers or whether they are tennis players. Wayne Jackson, Mark Campbell, Paul Marks, to mention but 3. Maybe you can help me with the rest of the guys, how they fit into the equation and how they fit into your yard.
You know, all the owners in my yard are all very important, and to train for people that are friends of yours and you socialize with, it makes things a lot easier. And they all understand to get a good horse is very difficult. It's not so easy. And then Captain Peg, we've got some lovely people in there. My son is a majority shareholder. And then we've got Justice Shavamba, and we've got Logan Chetty, and we've got Paul Marks, my mate.
It's quite amazing that I was just lying in bed the other night thinking about how hard it is to get a horse. And I mean, Paul, who was my best man at our wedding, has had horses for 26 years, and this is only his second feature race runner. I mean, that tells you how hard it is.
That tells you how hard racing is. But Paul is a person that will just keep on trying, and he doesn't give up. And now he's got a share in a nice filly, and hopefully she can go on and crack some big ones for him. Because, you know, Paul is a golfer, professional. He plays many tournaments, he has played many, and he's been to tournaments where he's played poorly. But he just shrugs it off and he goes to the next one and tries to do better. And he's a real professional and a real gentleman.
Now, you couldn't get 2 more different looking fillies. They're running in the same race. They're first and second favourite. Featherboa looks like a bodybuilder. She looks like the real deal. But it's what inside there, the way the lungs work, the way the heart works, the way the spirit works. And this filly, even though she's not that imposing, she's clearly got great ability.
No, horse, they run in all shapes and sizes. And really, I've seen them. I've had big, nice horses. I've had small, nice horses. So it's just, I think the bloodlines are very important in racing. Bloodlines make good horses. And if you've got the action, then they normally pull through. And I'm just very lucky to have 2 runners in this race.
Well, on our way down here to Captain's Peg stable, we bumped into a filly called Bold Fortune, who's done you proud. She's a real hard knocker. Tell us about some of your other runners on the day, not whether they'll win or not, but the fact that on Charity Mile Day you've got such handsome representation.
Yeah, well, we'll start with Follow Me, who Princess Charlene owns. It would be nice if she could have a runner in a race that's named after her, but Follow Me is nice filly. She's got a chance on Saturday. We've got Bold Fortune, Gilded Butterfly. They're both, you know, decent fillies. Got Mercantor. I think he's a very smart horse. It's a very strong race, that. And then we've got Castle Town, Imperial Master, which will probably both need the run. So I'd say my best are probably in the feature, Captain Peg and Featherboa, Mercantor, Follow Me, and Gilded and Bold Fortune.
Follow Me. Isn't that ironic that Princess Charlene is following you from Monaco? I'm sure she's got a very busy schedule, but have you been in touch with her this week about the chances of her horse running well on this big day?
No, I just relate to her father, Mike Woodstock, who relates to Princess. And when she's out here, sometimes she pops into the stables and comes and sees the horses. But she's in the sport for the love of the sport. For her father, she loves the game so much, so she's in it, enjoys it, and she doesn't want a lot out of the game. She just wants to have horses running in her colours. If they're good, they're good. If they're not, they're not, and that's the way she is.
And we can use this, or maybe we don't use this, but I know that it is true that she's come to the stable once upon a time. You offered her a cup of coffee. She said, "Bugger the coffee, I'll have a beer."
No, she'll have a beer. She says, this is very hot. Have you got a beer? And I gave her a beer, and it was actually very nice to sit with the Princess Charlene of Monaco and give her a beer.
So to put the lid on the day, it's one of South Africa's most important race days where racing gives back to charities. I know that you never go to the races unless you have to go to the races, but this might be one of the most special days for Stuart Pettigrew in many a year.
Yeah, I've had some great days. I've won, Tyson. I've won some big races, and I've been very fortunate to train some very good horses. Charlene is also very much in racing for charity. She loves charity. She loves giving. She loves to give to under the people that can't afford it, and just unprivileged people in South Africa. There's many of them, and it gives her so much pleasure to give back to these people.
Well, Stuart, you might not know this now, but it's kind of emotional for me as a journalist to see the love that you have for these horses, because I'm sure with the economic structure being what it is at the moment, that it has to be a predominant factor, the love of the horse, to keep you going when things are really tough.
Yeah, for me, it's not as hard as the owners. These are the people that go and purchase horses, pay the keep every month. And I just hope for racing can get something going, a good structure, and stakes go up, and let the owners benefit out of racing, because it's a beautiful sport. It's one of the best sports in the world. But the owners are really the people that we must all take our hats off, purchasing these horses, keeping these horses. It's a big thing, and without them there wouldn't be racing.